to the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast. I am Spencer, and I'm one of your hosts on this podcast that we do. And today I'm joined by the other two members of the League of Melanated Gentlemen to give you another Black episode for Black History Month, even though it should be Black History all the time. But we're not going to get into that because Black history is American history. And you know what? Never mind. I can go there, and I might, but I'm gonna put a pin in that.
This is Brandon.
And of course, I am Jordan.
Oh, but wait! There's more. Today we are joined by not one, but two guests because for the Black episodes, we got to bring in some blacks to help us. So, first we have Taylor. Taylor, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? What's up? It's Taylor Livingston, 405 Zone. Happy to be back on the pod.
Excellent. Happy to have you. And for the first time joining us, we have Victoria. Victoria, how are you?
I'm doing swell. I'm happy to be here, you guys. Appreciate the invite.
I love it. I love it. I'm so glad that both of you are here. Before we get into today's episode, we must first tell you about the places where you can find us and contact us and tell us how you feel, what you think. Jordan has that information for you right now.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, we're all at the League of Melanated Gentlemen. That's what you can find us at, hang out with us. I don't really think we've been on Twitter that much. Brandon, you still be posting every once in a while? Not really?
A little bit, not much though.
Yeah. We ain't really been on there, but you can still drop us a follow if you want to. Big things though, find us at YouTube and Facebook. That's and Instagram. Those are the big ones where we try to do our thing. We definitely be a little slacking on Instagram, but all of us are old and we don't be on social media like that. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us. Schedule updates, of course. Mondays is when the main episode drops. Every Monday for the past almost 4 years, we got an episode out. So we got a lot out there for you to check out. On Tuesdays bi-weekly, we have LMG Presents Marvel Multiverse RPG. If you're into the Marvel role-playing game or Marvel in general, be sure and check us out. Brandon has a backlog of wrestling with Worldwide Willis. That is Brandon's wrestling podcast, where he was talking about everything that was happening in the world of professional wrestling. So you're into wrestling, go check that out. And then, of course, on Fridays every week we have DC Animation with Spenser and Friends. That is Spencer's review podcast, where he is going through the entirety of the DC universe, and he is currently talking about what's the name of the show?
Young Justice.
Yeah, Young Justice. Boy,
Only
I'm
been
getting
doing it
old.
all year.
I know, I'm getting old, bro. Young Justice, though. Be sure and check that out. And that's everything we got here.
Yes. Yes. So, as I'm sure you knew by the title and the fact that it is February, we have another Black episode for you. If you didn't listen to our first Black episode, please listen to it. It was a good conversation. And today we have different guests and we will be having a different conversation. So, I want to just open with your upbringing and your kind of experience as a Black person. Just briefly, since neither of you were here for the last one, Brandon, Jordan, and I went over it a little bit for ourselves. Brandon definitely was in a situation. I'm just going to give a gist. I'm not going to go through the whole thing.
Yeah,
Brandon was in a situation where he often had to shrink himself in order to make other people around him comfortable because he didn't want his presence to be imposing or intimidating to others. Jordan had a relatively stereotypical hood kid experience. Single mom, middle of the hood, and that kind of led him to aspire to be in a white neighborhood when he grew up because he saw the problems that came with living in the hood. And I dealt with a lot of people saying to me that I dealt with the Oreo treatment, like black on the outside, one on the inside. And navigating that was challenging, but you know, we all got through it. And I think that for the most part, the three of us would not trade being Black for anything. Our experiences were mostly positive, and I think that has a
All
lot to do
right.
with being a kid in the 90s. It was just a good time.
it
Mhm.
Yeah.
was.
Like
It really was.
it really feels like the 90s was the best time to grow up, but now is a terrible time to
Yeah,
be an adult.
facts.
but for very different reasons than other periods of time to be an adult. Like everything is
Yeah,
just
yeah.
expensive.
I mean,
I would much rather be
obvious.
an adult now than
Oh,
you
same.
know,
Yeah.
some years ago. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and we have to talk to Brandon about this. Anytime if you could go in the past and live in any time period, which would you pick? I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
Mm-mm.
y'all are soft when it comes to that question, bro.
I would
because
not.
Brandon for some reason thinks he's not going to be in some gladiator battle
I'm
where he gonna
saying,
fucking get his leg cut
I'm
off.
saying, like, we're obviously not picking a slavery period. We're obviously
They
not
were
picking
all
nothing.
slavery
Yeah,
periods,
that's the
bro.
thing. There's no period in history where
No,
black people are treated well,
Brandon,
including now.
you would have been a
well, we weren't in.
gladiator.
No, no.
Brandon, you would
Yes,
have. There's no way you would have been in the house. We know that.
Oh.
yeah,
So
Yeah, I'm not going back to them times. That's the point.
no, you
it's
definitely
gonna
gonna be
be the
Nothing.
mountain.
only Negro in feudal Japan.
Yeah,
Hey, we were there. Africans,
I know.
Africans was
Yep.
in Japan. We was doing our thing. We
your
was
ass would,
everywhere.
and you would have been a sumo wrestler, and they would have called you something Negro.
Hell
That's
no.
what would have been
Anyway,
your name.
uh,
Anyway,
so,
That's awesome.
uh, Victoria, what were things like for you?
so I kind of want to start off by asserting that I was born into a very white family. I did not really even have access to my black side, and that was rough. That was really rough. Even my father, though, like on his side, like he was very much like a pick me. Like he loved hanging out with white people. He loved hanging out with people who were racist, who looked at him like he was like, oh, you're not one of them, you know, like he liked being that guy for a lot of white people. And honestly, I think I inherited that. Like I feel like growing up in the surroundings that I did, it was like I was kind of in middle school, like, oh, you're so cool, like you're so different, and that kind of like fueled my ego. But then there would be moments like that I couldn't even explain where they would say something like, well, okay, I would joke about it all the time. I was like, it's because I'm black. It's because I'm black. And I remember a distinct moment where my mom like threw it back on me and she was like, it's because you're black. And I was like, yo,
Whoa.
Yeah.
yo.
How to
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
ruined dinner that day because I was like, it just feels different coming from you, you know? Like I don't think I like it like that. But so I grew up in that white family and they were honestly kind of racist before they had me, and like having me had to make them confront that racism, which was a bit uncomfortable for all of them in the beginning, but I wasn't there, you know, or at least cognizant of it all. But I didn't even know that I was black until I was like 6 or 7. And I remember that I like looked in the mirror and I went to my mom and I was like, yo, what is this? Am I black? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, what are we talking about? How did this happen? Because again, I didn't really have that much contact with my father. Um, and then I kind of did, and it was just kind of weird. But it's been something that has been a journey. Even through middle school, I went to an all black middle school pretty much. Like I remember being like excited to finally connect with that side of myself, but being put into that environment, it was very obvious that I was like not like everybody else. I didn't connect with people on like black culture. I didn't have like the connection to black community that so it was very much so like you might be black, but you are not connecting here. I feel like I kind of internalized that through high school. And honestly a little bit through college, but through high school I did have experiences that connected me with the black community, but it was more through like social justice, through like watching, you know, police brutality and getting really activated about that stuff. But it wasn't until college that I really started connecting with the black community more through like black joy, through the culture, like really immersing myself in those things, like being able to cross those barriers that I had previously. Yeah, I mean, it's been a journey, and honestly, I think I'm still on it, to be honest. But
Oh, the journey
um,
never ends.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it was a really weird like dichotomy of like being like so cool and chill at home, and then also sometimes experiencing racism whenever I went out the house, but then like having nobody to relate that to when I got back into the house, you know, like I don't know, it's strange, and like you know, my family still has a lot to unpack to this day, and
Yeah.
give them the space to do that over there. But me, I feel a lot more aligned and comfortable in my identity as a black person, um, which I couldn't be more grateful for because it really was a struggle.
So let me ask you because I can see it from the first time I met you, but like when
Same.
people
I
see
knew
you,
immediately.
yeah, when people see you,
Yeah.
do they know you're black or do they not know you're black?
Dude, they used to. They used to. My curl pattern used to be so much more tight and more like very obviously African, like,
Yeah,
but it's loosened up a lot more. But I guess people also did kind of think that I was more like Dominican or Puerto Rican back in the day.
Still
I
But
got
believe it.
that a
even now
lot too.
they think that I'm more like Mexican. I just got earlier about what somebody thought that I was Mexican, which I don't see it. Like that is so confusing to
right.
me.
Well, that's
Mhm.
why I was like from the first time I met you, it's like I knew you were black immediately. But
Same.
Yeah,
it's like, but
Yeah.
it's one of those things where because I've been around so many different types of black people, it's like sometimes I can just spot that.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah.
we know us
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it
typically.
mostly is black people who do recognize me and see me. But I do get the occasional one, which I know we'll talk about it later, but they're like, "What'd you just say?"
yeah.
Yep.
And I'm like, "Hey, hey, I'm sorry."
Victoria, do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I actually come from a large family, but it's very blended, like step siblings, and all that. I have 5 brothers and 3 sisters.
Okay.
Yeah, and only so the sisters, 2 of the sisters are black, and one of the brothers is black. But I didn't find out about the brother until I was like 19.
That's
Okay.
how that's how it goes for me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
how it goes.
And of course, we're all mixed. Okay, he has
Of course.
4 different white baby mamas. Like that's insane.
Damn. Okay.
I got that sound like my cousin. My cousin said he like his girls light, bright, and sometimes white.
That's
Alrighty.
And sometimes white.
that's crazy.
Okay. Taylor, how are things for
Yeah.
you?
For me, a little bit different. I'm also, biracial. My mom is white. My dad is black. I grew up with my mom. I did have an older and a younger sister, who are both equally as half black as I am. Um, I wasn't around a lot of like fully black people though, and thinking about it. My dad was kind of in and out of the picture, and a lot of my friends at school were either white or mixed. It seemed where I was that like the black kids were maybe kind of the troublemakers, and so I was trying to be a good kid, and so I didn't want to,
Would
be
associate
with
with the riffraff.
Yeah,
right, I wanted
with the
to
Negroes.
right, and as a elementary school kid, I didn't really see it that way. I was just like, I'm trying to be a good kid. Like I don't,
Yeah.
Right.
I know that, it was kind of different for me because my dad was like around, but not super in the picture. So definitely knew I was black, knew my grandparents, um, and they were like pretty, maybe like what you would expect old black people to be like in the like early 2000s, like Jet and Ebony magazines and like Panthers and elephants and shit everywhere in the house. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say
OG
that.
grandparents.
yeah, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
them
this,
them
you
Panthers
probably
and
have
elephants.
a plant or like a vase that my grandma had. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I was around it, but I didn't like exactly grow up in it. As I got a little bit older, I kind of became more comfortable with my blackness. I had more like actually black friends in high school and into college than I did when I was in like, elementary and middle school. Um, and at that time in your life, you're kind of, getting more freedoms and kind of free to explore things more. And so I was, hanging out with my black friends more than my white friends at the time and, seeing how their black families interacted. And I feel like I got a good kind of balance, if you will, of being, you know, in tune with the black side of my family and, kind of like the black community. And then also living with my white grandparents and being like pretty white for, a lot of time and hearing a lot of things, kind of like Spenser mentioned of maybe like looking white and acting white or, not being black enough or, that kind of maybe situation. But for the most part, I didn't have any kind of like troubles at home. Like my mom like knew she was, with black men. Like I have two black, half black sisters, and like my mom wasn't any kind of like weird about it and didn't make us feel like we were different or less than. And she was like privy to like instances of racism that we would be as her kids like subjected to that we wouldn't even notice as kids. And she would be like, that's fucked up. Those are my kids. And so like as far as that goes, like that was very cool to like look back on and see like my mom had my back in that kind of situation. Um, but definitely as I got older, I would say I became more comfortable with like expressing my blackness and like not thinking that it would be perceived, or maybe not even caring about how it was perceived. Not even if like, oh, somebody's going to think less of me because I'm black. Like, I just don't even care.
That's where I'm at now too. I'm like, black looks so different on everybody.
Yes.
True.
Black can be anything. So, yeah.
And yeah, there's like not a right or wrong way to be black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. There's
That's
a
a
couple
broad
like
brush.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
was gonna
broad
say that. Yeah,
generalization.
like I will say generally that's true, but like there are a couple
an
people
asterisk
with
on that.
platforms who are doing it the wrong way.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But that's
For the most part.
we'll see where that goes. But yes. And
But
do you ever get confused for anything?
I was gonna say, yeah, like immediately like seeing you now, you're just like a black dude to me.
Yeah,
Like
again
just
Before
like a light skinned black dude.
when I had hair, like before I went bald, I had like curly, like not, tight afro-y hair. I had kind of, puffy, curly white boy
Yeah.
hair. And I got Dominican all the time.
Yeah,
Just
Dominican was my guess for what
I
people would
can I can also see Dominican because yeah, you got the ball with the beard, got the pit bull thing kind of going on. Like I can I can kind of see it, but again,
Dominicans
he's like a black dude
Dominicans are just black. I know that
it's
there are
like
some of them who
with
don't
some different
agree with
seasoning
that.
on them.
Yeah, but like
different time of the year. It's the winter. I have to be out in the sun.
No, for real.
I'm like bright skin right now. Usually a pretty good like.
You got your winter coat. You got your winter coat on. That's what I be telling people. I was like, in summertime, I look like Wesley Snipes, and in the wintertime, I look a little Chris Brown sometimes. But I get it.
Okay. So we're all black here.
Yes.
Let's talk about the N-word.
And you start.
Okay, I can do that. So I kind of want to first just talk about everybody's experience with the N-word. Jordan has kind of already talked about his in past episodes, but we'll recover it. So I think that for me, it definitely wasn't used in my house. So I only heard it out in the wild. And I treated it like a cuss word. Like I treated it like it was profanity. It was in the category of words I'm not allowed to say as a youth. And then I found myself in 8th grade. And I was
grade.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
heathen.
that's old. That's
Yeah.
old, bro.
I'm with you, Spencer. Okay, I get it.
I think I was about 8th grade.
Eighth
Yeah.
grade. Golly, I
They
feel
from
like that now.
Tulsa.
I feel like a
Yo,
now I
let's
feel
Yeah,
have
yeah, you're the
empathy
problem.
for our friends.
you're the problem, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found myself in 8th grade, and at this point, because I went to a predominantly black school from 6 to 12. So by 8th grade, I was, firming up my understanding of my peers, and I was getting further into hip hop music, of course, and I was hearing it all the time, and so it kind of just became and not a lot. Like I wasn't throwing it around like some of these people were, but like I wasn't
These
afraid
people.
of it anymore.
These people.
Yes,
Yeah. That sounds crazy.
these people.
Oh man.
We're
During
all black
History
here.
Yep, I said what I said.
Month? All right.
I'm a these. I am a these. But
that was a hard these.
But yeah, I'd say 8th grade is when I incorporated it, and again, still lightly, because that was around the time I was like, okay, I have stripped away the fear of my parents can always hear me wherever I am and whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
S- And yeah, honestly, I was kind of matching energy to an extent.
Mm.
So yeah, I'd say that that's when I incorporated it, but I didn't use it very flippantly. It was very occasional. And of course, when I'm rapping along with whomever.
Sure.
Yeah.
But then and then I got to a point where, again, I was hearing it a lot, and I had decided I didn't want anybody to call me that, like ever, period. And, obviously that was asking too much. Like,
Yeah.
that was unrealistic.
It's a big ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned in real time, like, oh, that's not a thing. Like, that's doing too much.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I throw it around from time to time, but I don't use it as often as some of these.
Hmm.
Jordan, what about you? Since
Oh
it
yeah.
sounds like eighth grade was late, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
for one of
That
these.
was that was late to the game. I was when like my mom used to like cuss at me, and like all my friends used to cuss, but I was
Mine
one of
did
the
not
kids where
that
I
bad.
I didn't I didn't cuss around my mom. Like
Of course.
that was that, so like how you said like any cussing word, nigga, all that. I was like my mom did not know I said any of that, but I would definitely say like either fifth or sixth grade is when I definitely was like using it all the time. It was like that episode of Boondocks. I think I said this last time. With the episode of Boondocks, he's like Huey says nigga so Riley says nigga so much. I didn't even realize he said it. I corrected him the other day. It said nigga can I get a piece of pen? It's like how do you get a piece of pen? But it's like it was like I was like that. Like it was nothing. Yeah, all my cousins, older cousins around me, everybody would use it, cuss. It was like it wasn't a thing to me. But now, I mean, now I use it all the time. Only time I don't use it is when I'm around my kids or I'm at work, and I've only slipped up once at work and said, um, and I had to tell you, hey, my bad. Like, hey. And it was around like one of my buddies up there. I'm like, hey, my bad. That's my fault. That's not a you thing. That's my fault. But I did tell us, hey, that
My
means I'm
fault.
comfortable around you.
Yeah.
That I
I
let
will
it
say,
slide out.
Yeah.
speaking of work, there's a thing I refer to as the nigga go die list, and
Mm.
that is essentially like anything that I hate, anything I don't deal with anymore, like the nigga go die list. And I will refer to that with the people I'm comfortable with at work.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's funny whenever they want to refer to it, they don't know what to do.
Just let them write it down.
So you know
They
the
just
list.
say they say
The
the NGD list.
Yeah.
The NGD list. But yeah,
They don't
like
know how to remember.
I don't use them around my kids. But I did teach my oldest daughter because she's old enough to know now that one, you do not let anybody call you that is
Mm.
not black. So like I've taught her that early because we had a situation where I mean my daughter goes to a predominantly white school, and we had a situation where one of the kids like said it, and she didn't say it to her, but she said it to like one of her other friends, and we was like, "Yo, Jade, like I don't care who it is, and we will back you up forever, but do not let anybody call you that." I said that is not a name that anyone outside of black race needs to be calling you. Um, so we kind of taught her that earlier. And also, I also kind of went to a Hispanic school. I'm kind of used to. I struggle with this one. Like I know Mexican people say
Nope.
it.
Oh, we gonna talk about it.
Nope.
Also, yeah, I know Mexican people say it, and so it's like I've heard it before, and I've struggled with it. I've only in my lifetime I've only ever checked like one person from saying it. It was like a white dude who thought it was black, and so I was like,
Mm.
that's where we're drawing the line at. But I've had conversations with many other like Hispanic people about it. Because yeah, it's a weird dynamic there. It's a weird dynamic there. But yeah, I use it on a regular. Yeah, like nothing. Except in those two situations.
Okay. Okay. Taylor.
I'm pretty casual with it.
Oh,
You like that?
I
I'm
would
well
say
versed.
I'm not gratuitous. Like, and I try to find, you know, maybe there's not a right time for it, but there's certainly wrong times for it.
Oh yeah, it's
And
definitely wrong times.
Yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
wrong times.
Yeah.
Like my wife is white, and my in-laws are very white, and I do not ever say nigga around them. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
as intoxicated as I may be watching whatever sport, at home, all these niggas are sorry. These niggas need to do this or that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Around them, I make sure that that button's turned off.
Yeah.
But like at home, I don't have kids, so um, I'm usually just talking to my wife, so don't have a whole lot of reason to be
Just let that thing
inward
fly, huh?
around.
No.
Yeah.
But when my sister comes over, it's like I feel like I say it like 3 times as much, and I think
Oh,
she
yeah.
rubs that off on me.
Yeah.
I have, plenty of black friends. I'll say, I feel like I don't use it like in the negative context. I won't be like, it's more of like, what are these niggas doing versus like
Yeah.
those niggas over there, you know. I don't know. I feel like I try to
Please.
for as
Yeah.
for as goofy as it sounds, but like I have more of like a positive connotation. It's like
Which I think most black people
I
do.
don't mean it in like a
Well-
like nigga that's like
And
Yeah.
don't be a nigga. Like I would
Yeah.
say some shit like that. You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll definitely say some shit like,
that's what I was gonna say. Like, we'll talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
this. This is gonna be a full-fledged
You're doing some
conversation
real
about
nigga
it.
shit right here.
So we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about all of it. Okay, Victoria.
I will say sometimes niggas do stuff like this or like
Oh no, yeah. We understand.
Doorknob confession.
Yeah. We understand that niggas be doing some nigga shit sometimes. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
And we're gonna
We
talk about it.
not me.
She said, "Not I." Oh, Victoria, what about you?
You ready for me?
I think. Anybody got any other
So-
confessions?
Right. He's like, all right, I do say sometimes. No. I honestly didn't even know what the N-word was until middle school. Like, I knew the concept of the N-word, but I didn't know what the actual word was. And then even once I knew what it was, I didn't say it until probably like high school. Like, once I really found friends and like a community who like spoke like that, and like it was a part of our vernacular. Because whenever I was in that predominantly black middle school, I feel like that much then.
Which I'm curious. Which
Carver.
middle school was it? Okay.
Carver.
Oh, you went to Carver? Okay.
Yeah, I was
see
at
you, little
Carver.
smart. Okay. I see
Smarticle
you.
particle. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna follow it up with Booker T, but I was really scared. I was like, those people did not like me, bro. I'm not trying to do that in my high school experience. So that's whenever I went to Rogers, and there were a lot more like people like me at Rogers. Because also like Harvard was like I felt like I was not that smart in a big school.
Yeah.
Like, that disconnection as well. So then once I got back into at Will Rogers, with all of these other people, that's whenever I was like, oh, okay, like I can feel a little loose. I can say it nowadays. But it was more like, and this is where it got complicated for me. Once I started saying it, and like the first couple of times, I said it around my white mom, and she was like, I don't think anybody should be saying that word. That word is nasty. And that almost like motivated me to say it more and like add it more to my vernacular. Which looking back, I don't know if I love those motives. But
Say the
in
rebel.
the moment, I was like, I'm gonna say it out of spite. You don't know me. You don't know my blackness. You don't know. Like, this is honestly like something that connects me to these people. So it's like, fuck you. I'm going over here. Like,
Yeah.
that's how it's gonna be. But even so, it got pretty natural for me. But as I've kind of like gone a journey and like grown up, it doesn't feel like it rolls off the tongue anymore. Like it doesn't feel like it just comes up whenever I'm in conversation. But for black people, like maybe I'll drop it every now and then. Like, it really is like a part of that code switch. Like, that's a part of the code. Like, it's in the code. I'm not utilizing it.
Yeah. Code switching is a big thing. That is
Big part of
definitely a big thing.
I think for anybody who because I wouldn't necessarily say that I code switch the same way that a lot of people do, but I do have to turn my N-words down. Like,
Yeah.
if it's a dial, I got to turn it down.
Yeah.
And I don't
definitely
even
code switch.
For me, it's not even turned up very high. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's just how it's got to be.
I feel like I don't code switch that much anymore. Back in the day, I had all these different personalities, but I feel Oops. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You're good.
I do feel like now I have more of one big merged personality, and that has been helpful on my journey as well.
Okay. Okay. Brandon.
For me, man, I'm kind of like, so yeah, my parents didn't say it. Well, my dad, like I knew my dad was mad if he said it. If my
Oh yeah.
dad said it, it was
Yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's a wrap. Like we're cooked. You know what I mean? So but my mom never said it. My mom said it when I got older. Like she get mad at something, she be like, these niggas here, you know, stuff like that. But like, yeah, overall, man, I probably start saying it later on. Cause like I said, I went to a predominantly white school up to like fifth or sixth grade. And before that, like my grandparents would say it, you know, all kind of. But my grandparents would say it for like white people, like these niggas in the White House is tripping.
They just used it for people.
Yeah, just for anything. So I
Just
didn't
a
really have the
general
greatest.
pronoun.
Yeah, just I didn't have the greatest context. So I was just like, I don't know what they talking about. But then when I got to middle school and like got around like for real niggas, like I was like, oh, okay, like we just so you can just use this as an every other word. You know what I mean? So, and then when you get in sports, it's a whole different part of
Oh,
it
sports, I
Yeah.
too.
imagine that's its own
Yeah,
animal.
this nigga trash, or you know,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So, yeah, it's a whole thing. But I would say I do use it. Like I said, I don't use it around my daughter. I don't use it around my mom. But outside of that, yeah,
It is what it is.
it's free. It's free game. Yeah, I don't use it at work. I ain't gonna say I try not to use it at work as
Oh
best
no,
as I
it'll
do.
it'll slip depending on how long you've been somewhere, who's around, what the situation is. Like it
Yeah,
will find its way
yeah.
sometimes.
And thankfully, I am surrounded by black people at work. So thankfully, I got to tell them to relax. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
You have to
So
be the nigga police.
yeah, I got to be like, hey, yo, chill, chill. You know what I mean?
We at
But
work, man. Come on, damn.
yeah, exactly. I'd be like, hey, yo, let's relax. But overall, yeah, I would say I don't use it all the time. But if I get going, it'd be times where I'm like, damn, I need to kind of chill on it.
I will say
But yeah,
I think I agree there. Like there are times when I'm aware, like if I say it too much, I become aware of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Same,
Like if
Oh,
same.
I
I'm
don't
just
even.
I and so again, sometimes be like that.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
no, yeah. If I,
I mean, I'm not
yeah.
counting the niggas I
Yeah, I'm
say,
not
but
counting it, but I'd be like, damn, I said that a lot in
yeah, there are
a
times that
very
it's like, oh,
short time span.
I should pull that back.
I'll
I
say
got
I'll say it in a text. I'll write it down. Like I do. I just let this come off.
Yeah, you're free
yeah.
Yeah.
and good for you.
I just
Man,
turn
you
it
in Tulsa,
off.
you got to be ready. You got to be ready to use it, man.
But I will agree with
His
what
dial
Taylor
is
said though.
broken. Yeah.
When Taylor
Exactly.
mentioned how like he doesn't use around like the white people, when I'm around white people, I do not use it. Like I can be out in public, I can be at work, I be anywhere. I that's when I don't use it around them, just because I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. And that's I would say that's when I hold it back for sure.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think it's time we give them some exposure therapy.
Sometimes I say nigga around my white friends to see how they'll react.
So
Yeah,
you
it is a
saying to look
test.
around?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
He's
it's
like
a
he's like
test.
he's like these niggas, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get an
Or
amen?
I'll refer to like a general group as like, what
Yeah.
are those two?
Yeah,
See, you know, who
That's when your
yeah.
boy hits you back. Yeah, what niggas? Where they at? You're like, so, nah.
Oh,
Nah.
okay. So we've kind of talked about how often we use it. So one of the things I kind of wonder, and we've touched on it a little bit, is like, how do you use it? Because there are some people, again, anything, anybody can be a nigga. There are other situations where it's used in very specific contexts. I think that one
Mm,
of the conversations that we're about to get into is how do you use it in reference to black people? Because I know that I have heard people say the words, there's a difference between black people and
Oh,
niggas and
that's
African
me.
Americans, or
Yes.
something to the effect
mm,
of, niggas come in all colors. Anybody can be a nigga, and being
anybody.
a nigga is not a good thing. Or yeah, like there are some people nigga is just friend. Some people only use it to refer to the people they like my niggas. So like, how do you use it generally?
All the
Or
above.
It's kind of
or
like a catch-all, but
Yeah.
again, it's like mostly positive. Like like if I'm like taking my dog to the vet, I'll be like, oh, I'm taking my nigga to the vet because I love my dog and he's my nigga. Like, or like I'll be, like pretty much like I don't know, watching a basketball game. Like these niggas are hooping today. This is nice.
Yeah,
You know. I try to avoid. I fail a lot, but I try to avoid like these niggas are trash or like these niggas in a negative context. But
yeah.
it happens. But
And sometimes that's just natural. That's just how it happens.
I feel like I
Yeah.
like kind of throw it around a lot.
Yeah.
One thing I have stopped doing is using the word nigga to refer to a specific type of black person. I
Oh
know
Yeah.
that
no.
at
Oh
one
no.
point in my life, I was absolutely doing that, and I was absolutely doing the niggas ain't never on time, like
Oh,
being.
no.
It was very specific. It was a specific derogatory term toward some of the attributes that I didn't like in people,
Yeah.
but in reference to black people, and I realized like I don't like that at all.
So
No.
So
like any person doing something that was like typically black was like a
like
nigga like thing to
like
do.
niggardly behavior.
Like
Mhm.
Kodak Black NBA YoungBoys. Them is some niggas.
Those are
Yeah, and that's
niggas.
like sometimes
I agree with
like
you.
I will
Them
still
is
use it that way. Like the baby's just a nigga. Like
yeah.
that's what
Them
he
is
is.
they doing nigga shit. Like
Yeah.
that is some nigga shit. Meanwhile, we got J. Cole, that is a black dude. But he be doing some nigga shit sometimes. But it's a black dude. But Kodak Black them is niggas all the time. Them is just
Or like
them is
anytime I
niggas.
see Marshawn Lynch, I'm like, I love that Marshawn Lynch is the nigga he is
He's the number one
at
nigga.
all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he does not code switch, and I love that about him.
Mhm.
Or at least I haven't seen him code switch. Every time I
Nah.
see him, he is
Mhm.
Marshawn Lynch, and I'm like,
I
that's
agree.
what I
Yeah.
want. That's
That's
what I
true.
like. So yeah. Uh, how do, how to how do y'all use it? It sounds like Jordan. It's just
It's all the
everything.
above.
It
It's all the
is
above.
it is all
Like
the
Brandon
things.
said, like Brandon said, his grandparents were like these niggas in the White House. I'm like, bro, what is these niggas doing? Like, bro, what are y'all doing? So yeah, them niggas in the White House. I could be like, my niggas over there. This nigga, yeah, my dog could be my nigga. Like, yeah, it's all the above for me. And niggas is different. Definitely a big difference between niggas and black people. You can be one at any point too. I used to be a nigga, and I'm black. Be a nigga. I'm growing up. Growing up.
See, and that I don't use it that way anymore. Like I don't again use it to refer to specific behavior in people.
Nah, some nigga shit. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So is it
I mean,
just like a general pronoun for you then, Spencer?
Oh yeah. Oh, I was about Spencer.
for me,
Yeah.
yeah. Because yeah, if I say it, I'm not necessarily referring to black people. Like your example with basketball, like I wouldn't have a problem saying these niggas is trash, regard at whole team, Chet, all of them. Whole team trash.
Even the coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or yeah, like some like what is niggas doing? Like
Yeah.
I, yeah, the race doesn't matter when I use it in that way. It's
Mhm.
kind of just
I
I'm
agree with
mad
that.
and
Yeah.
like this is the word I'm using for humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's funny.
yeah, Brandon,
That's
Victoria,
how
any
I
thoughts?
I was just gonna say that's how I use it too. But honestly, again, not that much. And I'm very on it in music. I love saying it in music. I feel very connected with everybody else who's ever sang it. Um,
Yeah.
and then also I've noticed that I use it kind of when I'm more passionate about something. Like I'll be like, niggas is blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, like really going off about something.
Yeah.
But that's again like, yeah, that's really the extent of where I've got it now.
Okay.
Trying to think of like if I said niggas today. I've been at home all day today. And I'm like, when would I have been saying something about niggas today? Other than thinking of, stuff for preparing for this. But
I definitely said it today on the basketball court. Like this nigga suck. And then, but nobody was around me. Luckily, nobody was around me. But yeah,
Um,
I
I'm trying.
I'm trying to think. I did use it today because I had a friend who didn't know in basketball who didn't know who Karl Anthony Towns was,
Mhm.
and somehow he came up, and I my friend basically was like, yeah, he's pretty good or something, and didn't know anything about him. And I was like, have you seen that nigga Zesty compilation?
Oh,
And so yeah.
God forbid a nigga gets a little zesty.
Oh yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I said, like it doesn't matter. He be balling. And
Yeah.
then I referenced
However, he also be zesty.
I referenced because and I think another reason it came up is because somebody sent me, shout out to Nate, he was on the first episode. I think it was him. He sent basically an Instagram reel that said, imagine these zesty ass niggas dropping 30 on you. And it's the Thunder players doing TikTok dances.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I
I've
seen
And
that.
seen
it's
that. Yeah, I've
so
seen that.
funny because
Yeah.
again, they can be zesty all day long. It doesn't matter. They drop
Because you can't
30 on
stop
your
them.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they just
championship.
cooked you.
And
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
hilarious because like,
Yeah.
are y'all mad about it? What's the
Yeah.
problem?
no
Well,
matter
Yeah.
can't stop it.
yeah, why you mad?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
yeah, winners can do TikTok dances.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. For me, yeah, I have tried to stop using I guess when you're in like a leadership role of any kind, don't matter what the profession is, you be trying to stay away from this nigga's late, or you know what I mean. You just try to stay away from that because you try not to be labeled as one. So you like, all right,
Yeah.
let
Right.
me not fall into that. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty wide open. Like really anything can fall in that category.
Oh, and sometimes people who don't know that you use it, they be shocked.
Oh
Oh
Like
yeah,
they are
yes,
Oh yeah.
shooketh
yes,
when they hear
yeah,
yeah.
it.
yeah,
And
It's
they
yeah.
like seeing a
often
shooting star or something. It's like, oh,
and also, PS, some people aspire to be referred to. Like
Bro, I
some
was having
people
this
like
conversation. Bro, we was having this conversation with one of our coaches yesterday. One of our coaches is hood as hell, and he called one of our white coaches. He's like, "Nah, you a nigga," and he meant it as like a compliment. And our white dude is the whitest dude of all. He's like your favorite type of white guy because he's white as hell. He don't try to be anything else. He's straight
Hell
white.
yeah.
And he was like, "That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me."
this is it. Like there are
He's
some
like,
people that like that's how they know they've made it. That's how they
yeah,
know you really fuck with them.
right,
Is
yeah,
if you give
exactly.
them like a Denzel, my nigga.
Yeah, that's a straight up compliment to them. Yeah.
Feel like they are
For what?
that's aspirational. So now that we've kind of discussed how we use it, one of the most contentious things is who can use it. Who who is it socially acceptable for to use the N word? Because there are a lot of people who do, who, should they? And there are a lot of people who don't, and it's like it would be fine if you did. So yeah, I kind of want to know, and again, this is a very nuanced question because there are examples and like one-offs, and there's a lot of variety in people.
Mhm.
So I kind of wonder where we stand on it. Taylor, I want to start with you because I have a specific question for you
oh,
on this.
okay. Um, I think maybe obviously there's an element. I don't know what the exact percentage is, but you've got to be
Okay.
maybe, like it can't be your great great grandfather was black and that's the only black you have. Like if you like know and have been possibly alive at the same time as somebody black that you've descended to, I think you're cool to say nigga. But if like your dad's great grandpa was black, I
Not
don't think so.
eligible.
Maybe just stand on that side, like
Okay,
I think
because
there's got to be some. You have to, like there's like the condition of being black that I think requires that. I think you can't say nigga unless you're like people know that you're black, or maybe you draw like the short straw and your dad's black and your mom's white and you look like Blake Griffin or something. But like, okay, we know that's a black guy.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I that's kind of where I stand about it.
Okay. So, because my question for you is going to be, if you said earlier that you are not a parent, if you have children, can they say it? Because you, sir, have a
Yes,
white wife.
that's correct.
Absolutely.
25%. And kind of circling back, they would know their grandpa.
Yeah.
So I think yes. I think they would be able to say it with impunity. Their kids, though,
Yeah, that's
it gets a little murky. It gets a little murky.
because like we got one light-skinned grandpa.
Right.
That's-
If there's nothing else down the line besides white, like I'm like, man, y'all were fucking around, first of all. Second, I don't know if y'all fit the bill. I don't know if y'all can.
I
Where's
just
the
saw
stop?
a video about that. What Taylor kind of just said. It's like you don't realize how fast your lineage can change within like 2 generations.
Oh yeah, it don't
Yeah.
take long.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's say like he has kids, obviously they're 25% black, but then if their kids like marry another white person and then they have kids, that's it.
Yeah.
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 Like that's like that it starts to drop off real fast. And I was like, oh, I never even thought about that. But I do want to say something real quick because Victoria said something earlier that I really like. So Victoria talked about like how she said nigga around like her white parent. And like I didn't really like know like a lot of like mixed people just growing up just because everybody I knew was just black. But like I love the fact that you were able to say it and you're just like, no, like I'm gonna keep saying it because it made you uncomfortable.
Yeah, like
And
you
like
don't
that
have the
was
authority to
right.
check
Yeah.
me on that.
Mhm.
Right.
You
And so
got
like
it.
that's something that I really like. And I'm happy that, you were able to have that power.
It
I
almost felt
I
like
forgot to
the
say that earlier.
only area of my life that I did have that power at the time. And so it was like, because she was very overbearing, smothering. And so it was like, you don't have any authority over my blackness. Like, you're over there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My mom was like the opposite way. I was like not sheltered or like coddled at all. And so I was like free to just do all kinds of whatever the hell I wanted to do. And so like
Oh, okay.
if I was like on Xbox Live, like calling somebody nigga this or the nigga that, and she heard me down the hallway, she'd just be like,
Like,
No.
this nigga just saying this.
This
He's
nigga's just
with
playing Halo,
the
just playing Halo with it'd be something
No.
like that.
What is
She
nigga?
was
Taylor.
never like uncomfortable with me or my sisters like saying
Yeah.
nigga or enjoying black stuff.
How old are you, Taylor? Because I know Victoria's age. How old are you, Taylor?
I'm 32.
Okay.
29.
Okay. Same bracket. Okay.
Brandon, who can say it?
Um,
Because you
It's
brought up
still-
something earlier and it sounded like you had a problem.
I have a problem with Mexican people saying. I have a problem with people of non-black culture saying it. I grew up around Mexican people, like they were my neighbors. You know what I mean? Honestly, a lot of my like youth, elementary was like either white, Mexican, or black, and it was usually limited black folks. And some of them would say it, and I had to like check them because I'm like, yo, I don't know what you think this is. Like,
Right.
you think you watch 106 in Park a couple times, and you can just start saying it. I'm like, dog, like no, like you can't invest in the cool parts of being black and then just be like, nah, I don't know about the negative. I want nothing to do with the negative parts. So it's like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm not cool with that at all. Like I've always hated it. That's something I've always like. It disgusts me when I see people do it, and when people just allow them to say it, I'm like, bro, like where are we at? Like where just non-black people can say that? Like nah, they should never feel comfortable saying it.
Yeah, Brandon, what you said, like everyone wants to be black until it's time to be black.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
Paul
exactly.
Mooney said it best.
Yeah. And it
Yeah.
happens all the time, bro. People get popular off of it, or like kind of
They capitalize off of
do
black
it.
culture.
Take
Yeah.
advantage of it, and then as soon as it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm off that shit. Like, nah,
Yeah, exactly. And
that
then they
wasn't even
jump
what I
right to
really
something
meant.
else.
And it's
Yeah.
a part of why historically a lot of people have no idea that black people are the originators of so much. Brandon,
Yeah,
you've mentioned several times on this podcast that country music is thanks to black people,
yeah,
as is rock and roll, as
Yep.
it like there's like music, American music, you have black people to thank for that, like across the
absolutely.
board.
Yeah,
Like
it's every
But
all
genre.
genres.
yeah,
Yeah,
all of it.
all genres. Yeah.
I found out
And
about house music the other day. Black people invented
Man,
house music.
man, I be trying to tell folks. They was like, man, Beyonce making that whack ass album. I'm like, well, what you don't understand is that that's historically accurate because black people made house music. We didn't get credit for it, but they put a black woman singing them riffs and then put a house song behind it. But like,
Anything that you can, a black person had to do with it.
yeah,
yeah, like black
absolutely.
people invented tap dancing. Like there's so much that
Yeah,
people
Damn.
don't know. And
yeah,
yeah, so there are a couple phrases, but Paul Mooney said everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga. That pretty much covers it.
yeah,
Mm.
right.
They want the rhythm, but not the blues.
Yep.
You know,
Facts.
all that.
They
So
could be diamonds, but they fold under pressure.
Facts.
yeah, yeah, all yeah, that we again, like the phrases, the expressions, like we understand what's happening. So, uh
Mm.
Victoria, who can say it?
My my policy with almost any word with such an origin is if it's been targeted towards you in an intentional way, then you can say it. So if you've been called the N word, before, and somebody genuinely meant that shit, like you can say it. And with the word faggot, I'll anybody who really, been called that word,
Yeah.
That's
go ahead,
yours.
because I mean, it's attached to you now. Why should you not be able to access something that's been attached to you in a
I
way? But
I see what you're saying.
yeah.
I got to talk about the Mexicans, man. We grew up in Tulsa, and that was kind of like their shtick. Like that was their thing. Like even to the point, I went back and I talked to one of my friends from Tulsa last year, and I was like, "Oh, you still saying the N word in this big age? Like I haven't talked to you since 2016. Like back then things were loose. Now that's
Yeah,
crazy,
See,
and that's
right.
part of
that's
my
where
beef
I am
with
too.
Tulsa.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
where I
You
am
said
too.
what?
That's where I am too. Like in my younger days, it was like for me, it was like a little more acceptable in my younger days. But like
Yeah.
now, I was like, nah,
Nah,
that's
just
that's done with.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think that I kind of agree with Victoria's sentiment. If it has been used to oppress you, that gives you access to it.
yeah,
Um, because I think of how there are a lot of women who can refer to themselves and each other as the B word. Let a man
Mm.
say it,
Right.
and
Facts.
it's gonna be a problem.
Strong point.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
F word was another example of like I've heard them throw it around,
Yeah.
and I would never.
It was like on South Park, like,
Yes, that was that
or
that
it
whole
wasn't
thing.
censored out,
Yeah.
when it was Mr. Garrison and Bar
Yeah,
Brady or something. Yeah.
And it's so
Yeah.
funny because that's a situation where like all of it, when I saw that scene, I was like, that makes perfect sense because I feel
Mm.
like generally speaking, that's how the R word is used. Like it's at least in my experience, it has not been used to refer to anyone that actually has any kind of handicap.
Right.
It is used to refer to regular ass people doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like it has
yeah,
never been used, at least again in my own experience, it's never been used as a derogatory toward anybody with any kind of handicap. So I was
definitely
like,
agree.
this is I understand what South Park is saying here.
Yeah.
I will say I think that it's because we're so far removed from the original people who were using it like that. And that's kind of my thing
That
with the
is,
N word is like we're still among the people who say it in a
yeah,
really negative way.
Yeah.
So it's
it's still a
hard to
problem.
enter that like reclamation stage for sometimes because it feels like it's still very
It's still
present
being
and it's a
used on the offensive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So I think we kind of agree that, of course, being black is one of the requirements. And I kind of wonder how far that extends because, again, there are some people who are absolutely black who will say all day long that they're not. And it's like, excuse me, Dominican nigga, the only difference between you and me is a boat stop.
Don't
Excuse me,
call me
nigga from
black.
Brazil,
What?
the only
He's
difference
blacker
between
than
you and
me.
me is a boat
Yeah,
stop.
yeah.
And
Nah,
so,
facts.
yeah, I mean, I've been accused of being Dominican before because
That's
we
crazy.
look the
That's crazy.
same.
That's
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
crazy.
that's crazy.
No,
That's
I've been to the Dominican Republic. It's just a bunch of black people. Like that's literally what it is.
that
And
really that
I don't mean
that's
black
crazy
people
though.
like the New York Dominicans and the Dominicans that we see
Yeah.
in like the MLB. I mean just it was an island of black people. The Dominican Republic and Haiti are the same island.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
honestly, the cognitive dissonance is crazy among that population.
yeah.
Right.
So at one point I was like, "Oh, if y'all don't want to be black, then you don't have access to it." But then I was like, "Well, they do because that word has been used to oppress them too.
Mm.
Like it applied to
But
them." And so now we get into the like, are there any cultural elements to it? Because, for example, I'm going to be honest, I don't need Candace Owens saying it. Just
Okay.
as an example.
No, I don't
Okay.
know,
That's
man.
real.
Candace kind of she be kind of coming
I
around to me
I
sometimes, and then sometimes not. I don't know.
The reason
that
not true.
with her,
that
I
feels
think,
like somebody who would rather not be black and is
yes,
just like, oh shucks, I'm stuck with it versus like I
See,
get to have it.
sometimes I'll see her. I'll watch a couple of her interviews, and like I'll see that side of her. Where like, man, it's like she don't even want to be black. But in other interviews I'll see with her, it sounds like she's straight up black.
well, that's the thing.
So
She doesn't
I go
want to
back
be,
and
but she ain't got
forth.
a choice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
go back and forth. I go back and forth with
And the
her.
problem is,
I think she would spend a wish on
oh
being
yeah,
white.
I think she's very problematic though. Like,
yeah, yeah. If she had a
I'm gonna
genie,
agree
I know what
with
that
She
first
had
one's going
three
to be.
wishes. One of those would be I want to be white.
Number one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, she wouldn't wish for any positive things for black people. She would just wish to be white.
Mm,
And that's the difference. Like a lot of black people would say, like, I want no more oppression, but she would just be like, make me white.
don't make me oppressed. Yeah. Get
Yeah.
me out of here.
Yeah.
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 So I would
So
say she is very problematic though.
so yeah, and that's the thing. Like the only reason it sounds like she's making sense is because of the shit that's happening.
Yeah.
Like the fact that there's the crazy shit is making her sound not crazy is wild.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I'm saying.
Along,
Yeah, more
yeah.
recently, she sounded like a real nigga. More
That's what I'm
recently,
saying. And
I
that's
mean,
because
yeah, but
the shit that's
yeah.
going on
If I
yeah.
throw
is
enough takes against the wall every now and again, I'll be right.
Broken clocks right twice a day. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I remember when Charlemagne asked her, what did he say? He said like a church.
yeah, he
A very
said God
like
is good. And she couldn't.
yeah, she had no clue.
Oh,
And I
that's
was
She
like,
didn't know when.
Yeah.
she didn't know.
Yeah.
She didn't know.
She did not know
that's
how
rough.
often
You
God is
know,
good. And
That's
yeah.
rough. That's rough right there.
what are we
Yeah,
doing?
she was like, I don't
She
understand.
was
And
like,
then
Amen. Yes, he is.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
And so that's
yeah.
why, is there a cultural element?
I think
That's like
yes.
That's where it
almost
gets
Uncle
difficult.
Ruckus-y, you know? Like, yeah.
I
It's
I
personal.
struggle with it. I struggle with it because I don't like question people's blackness. But when you have, if that was the only thing she did, all right, whatever. Like it's just culture. But if you continuously damage or talk down on black people or help others try to damage black people, now I'm starting to question some things.
Yeah.
You
Like
know what I mean?
because her career has been to actively go against black people. Like
Yeah,
it's like she has been used as a face to
absolutely.
discredit and, throw dirt on black people. So because that has been her role in society and media for as long as she's been in it,
Yeah.
I like we'll have this discussion maybe a little bit later, but if a black card can be revoked, it is very specifically when your job is to bring harm to black people large scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is what she does. She's an example of a person who does that, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I think she's gotten better, but only because all of her privileges have been taken away.
well,
Like,
her
so
husband
she's-
got killed.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm
well, yeah, he's
Oh,
joking, but
I know what you're talking about.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
yeah,
yeah, they killed a
yeah,
man.
I
So
forgot.
yeah,
Wait,
Okay, I
what?
see. I see what you're talking about.
yeah, when they killed
yeah.
a man, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to say what I need to say."
Gotta
Oh,
Yeah,
flip
she
the
started.
script.
no,
Yeah,
Jordan's right.
yeah,
Like, really has been stepping more into her blackness ever since. Like, a
yeah,
more
yeah,
assertive side of herself. She's not shrinking herself anymore.
yeah, yeah. She's
You
gotten
know what's
better lately,
crazy?
but
I thought she was
yeah,
way older. I thought she was like way older than us. Dude, she's only 36.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. I thought she was like in her 40s or something.
Okay,
Damn.
okay. Um, so yeah, like, is there a cultural aspect? Is one of those like, it gets dicey there.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't love it.
that's the
If
thing.
you
Like it's one of those like, oh, like it's case by case. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like if you have like a regret or like a bad feeling about being black, then like I don't think you should feel comfortable enough to even say nigga.
Yeah, I agree with you right there. Yeah.
this thing, like Uncle Ruckus says it all the time, but he says it like he says it the way that it was intended to be used
He's an
originally.
ER. He's a hard R.
Oh
Is
yeah,
a
big
hard
time.
Yeah.
R.
That's a capital ER.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. And you don't have to use it that way to be an Uncle Ruckus. But yeah, there are definitely some people whose jobs are to harm black people at large, and they have a black face.
And
So
it's like, look at this black person saying this. Aren't
yeah,
they
like
Yeah.
right? Like we're going
they
this
get
this is one of
platformed.
the good ones, and
Yeah.
we're gonna
Yeah.
listen to what they say kind of shit.
Because quite
Mhm.
honestly, there aren't that many, but whenever they do pop up, they are strategically planted in the forefront to
Hmm.
make it seem like that is the prevailing opinion or that they're just all over the place. And it's like, no, if you look at the stats, if you look
Yeah.
at most black people, this is not the thing.
That is
Like,
the outlier.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you could count the number of uh black people that are involved on that side of things, generally speaking.
Super random. Just because it's super random. But anytime y'all hear the word Uncle Ruckus, do y'all play the music in y'all head, or is that just me?
Nowadays,
Sometimes.
Not every time.
Yeah, Victoria, yeah, I do. I hear Uncle Ruckus. I hear that, like I hear that the big tuba sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah,
I
that was
just hear
random.
his voice like whenever he comes up.
Yeah.
If it ain't the monkeys. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at these jigaboo niggas. Yeah, like I just think of all the slurs in his voice.
I'm about to rewatch the Boondocks.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But okay. Okay. So is it do you think that the N-word is something that should be abolished from society or
No way.
That'll
of
be as
course
easy as taking away people's guns.
Yeah.
what a great
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
It's exactly like
yeah.
you don't have to fight us for it.
Yeah.
Come and take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
come get it. See how that goes. But in your own personal opinion, like realistically, no, we're not. No.
Not
But
a chance.
in your own opinion, is it something that we should keep and hold on to with the social rules? Is it something that we should open up to the public? Is it something that we should, stop using because it's harmful? What are your like own personal thoughts?
I feel like I was thinking about this just now, just because I'm just thinking like about my kids and when would it become acceptable. I think there's an age aspect too when you should be able to use it too.
Well, you were
Like,
using it when you were
I agree with
9.
that.
well,
Yeah.
also I was also unruly. Like my mom, she just let me do anything. Literally watching all kind of crazy stuff. But I'm like, I don't even like hearing little kids say it. Because I'm just like,
Yeah.
Because it feels like
y'all
a
don't
cuss
even.
word.
Yeah, I was like, are y'all even old enough to say this? I don't want y'all cussing around me. I don't want y'all saying it around me. So I'm like, maybe like how you guys talked about how you didn't say it till 8th grade. Maybe I would be okay in 8th grade. But also, I don't know, like, teenagers kind of annoy me in general. So I was like, I don't even want to hear it from them. So I don't know. Do y'all think it should be age or anything? Or you just think you should be able to say it whenever?
I mean, I think it, like other uh, profanity, I think puberty should have happened at a minimum before you start throwing it around. But I think
Yeah.
I feel that way about profanity in general.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, sometimes it's funny to hear a little kid cuss, but
When it's on
it,
accident.
yeah, like
But
that's the thing. Not,
when they use the word intentionally,
yeah, like
then you're
not
like,
with like the
whoa,
When
correct
they know what they're
context.
talking about, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
Because
yeah.
but yeah, like my son was like a year old, and one day, like he dropped something, and he was like, "Oh shit!" in just his
that's
little
cute.
tiny voice, and it was hilarious.
yeah,
And we were all like, "Up, who taught him that?"
right,
But
But if he's like 6,
yeah, then it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay, you're using proper context, and I
yeah,
no,
yeah.
we're not, because that is an age where you are old enough to understand that
What you're
yep,
these are
saying.
there's this pocket of words you can't use.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
and you know, kids want to test boundaries and stuff, but anytime my son, who is 4, anytime he hears a word he can't say, he will say, I can't say that word. And I'm like, I'm glad we talked about it.
I think
He's
I think
company.
my oldest daughter, she's 10. She's at the age where kids around her are cussing left and right, saying crazy stuff. So then we allow her at home to like, hey, what does this mean? So like we'll try to figure out a way to like tell her like sometimes we'll just have to be straight up with her like, hey, this is what this means, but you do not use it. So
Mm.
like she's asked us before, which I'm trying to think some she's asking for before. I don't know. She's asked us like some crazy stuff that kids at her school would say, and we're just like, all right, this is what this means, but
Yeah.
you don't need to use it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember I was probably, I think I was 13, and I asked my mom what the C word was. And
Mm.
I didn't know that it was what it was. So I just
That's
said it. I was like, what does this mean? And she was like, it like I saw her like physically
It like knocked the wind out of
react.
her lungs. Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
be honest, I think that's a white people word. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh
it
yeah,
is. I think so too.
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
is. But that's why I didn't know. I had no idea. I didn't know what it was.
and to be
Yeah.
honest, I don't think I heard that word until I'm not even joking, maybe high school. Like,
Because
I
I usually don't hear it in English. Well, not when I say in English, I mean in the United States. I usually hear
Yeah.
it
UK
Yeah.
is
UK and
heavy.
Australia. They throw it
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
around.
actually yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
anybody who be saying that.
Yeah.
I've heard it
That's
you and
a
again, also, yeah, like
super
you said,
unnatural word. Yeah.
I have heard
Yeah.
white dudes use it
Yeah, and
to.
I'm like, the fuck? Like, what'd you call? Like, what?
But that's one of
You could
those
have called me
words.
something better.
Well, and I feel the opposite. I feel like, oh, it's serious when you throwing that one out there. Like
Yeah.
that's at the top of the chart of like,
Nah, see
Disrespect.
I would
Yeah.
rather be that I would like it, that word would hit me and I'm just be like, the fuck? Like,
Hmm.
okay. Like that's
Did
not a
I hear
word
that
that was
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that wouldn't even offend me. I'm like, you could have just said bitch. Like what? Like that word would literally do nothing for me.
okay,
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel like
I don't get it.
pages of its definition, like of its usage of a hateful term
Yeah.
as a hateful term.
Yeah,
but
that's one of those words that has no power over me. I'm gonna just look at you like confused.
I just feel like when I do hear it, from somebody who's not British or Australian, like when I hear it from an American, I'm like, "Ooh, you meant that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
So,
that feels
Subliminal.
like one of those words that's reserved for specific hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, that's just how I've heard it used. Like I'm sure there are people who just, throw it around willy-nilly. But yeah,
It's
when I've heard
thin.
it, there was some stank on it when I've heard it. But okay. So my last question about the N-word. How do we feel about giving people N-word passes? How do we feel about, because we've already kind of discussed who can and can't say it, but we have heard of the concept of somebody being given the pass. And I'm not talking about an invite to the cookout. I'm talking about the pass to use the N-word, whether it be a one-day pass, whether it be a one-time use, whether it be a lifelong. What do we think about the concept of giving passes? Who has the authority to give these passes if they should even be given? Like where do we stand on the allowance of it?
I disagree with the concept of the N-word
The
pass.
Same.
Okay.
entire
Not at
concept
all.
no.
Yeah.
yep, agreed.
It's like I don't know. It's nasty. I don't agree with it. It doesn't. I don't understand the reasoning behind it. I'm like, why do you even want it? If
Yeah.
it's like, why do you want this?
Yeah. And honestly, like you're kind of putting your like I had somebody he's kind of grown. I don't understand why he did it, but he was like he tried to get a white kid to say it, and I was like, bro, you trying to get his ass whipped? Like you trying to get his ass whipped? Because if he says it and somebody walk by, like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
they're not gonna
Yeah,
understand what happened.
I gave him a pass. Don't worry. No, nobody cares about none of
It's
that.
not
Like,
universal.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
think
dumb.
that is the problem with a pass is that it's not universal. Like you can't
Yeah,
like there was no council established
He's good in
to
my book, but my book does not have the same number of pages like mine.
yeah,
yeah,
Not
like
how it
Yeah.
works.
if one person gives you a pass, you can get your ass beat by a lot of other people.
yes, exactly. Like, yeah,
So
easily. Wouldn't
it's
think twice about it.
yeah, it could get ugly. And and then there are some people. So Brandon, uh, you're a man of wrestling, and in wrestling, there are a lot of Samoans, and
hmm
the Samoans in wrestling specifically, if you didn't know they were Samoan, you would just assume they were black based on a lot of things. And
hmm
I mean you as in most people, like people
Right.
who don't know about the island of Samoa, just as
Yeah,
an
yeah,
example.
yeah.
So that's where, because that's a situation where, like, if one of them said it, it wouldn't register to me that they shouldn't have until, like, it wouldn't happen immediately. Like, there are some people, they say it, it hits your ear and you immediately know something, like, no.
Yeah.
If they threw one out, I would be like, I would ignore it and then have to come back to it
Stealth
because
Yeah.
That's
bomb.
one of the things that Paul Mooney said was Samoans are just Samo niggas.
I
So
don't I struggle with that honestly because I know what you mean. Like there's a dude named Jacob Fatu. Dude is I mean, he from Oakland.
that's a
Like he
nigga,
is
as far as I'm
like
concerned.
exactly. I don't want him saying it at all.
What's his name? What's his name? Jacob what?
Jacob
Fatu.
Fatu.
About to, all right.
And dude got braids. I mean, Samoan as it gets, but I mean, you could tell my dude grew up in black culture. He went to prison. He probably was kicking it with black dudes all day. You know what I'm saying? So but I still don't like it. I'm
Oh
like, bro,
no,
you're not
he
black.
looked black. He looked
No, and
black for
that's what I'm saying.
sure.
Like, if he cut a promo and said it, I wouldn't notice. And then
Right.
I'd have to go back and be like, wait, who said, wait, what is, like, I'd have to really think about it to be like, oh, wait, that's not you.
Yeah, I guess because
And,
I know he has literally no ties to being black. Literally, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, uh,
and I
it's
will say, The Rock being the most famous of the Samoan wrestlers and being half black
that's the
probably
thing.
contributes to a lot
Big,
of people
big
being
blanket.
like,
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
that's a big difference.
That's
You
just
know what
how
I mean?
yes.
everybody
Like,
is over there. Yeah.
And that's the thing,
right,
like,
right,
because he actually is black, I'm sure that there are a
right.
lot of people that have decided, oh, all his family is too,
Yeah,
when in fact,
yeah, nah.
that's not. And so, yeah, like I feel like there are a lot of people who have a cultural pact, like Paul Wall. I feel like a lot of people would not have a problem with Paul Wall saying it.
Oh,
And
shit.
I'm not saying that Paul Wall
No, no,
would,
I know, but yeah, he'd probably be
Right.
good in Houston. He'd be fine in Houston
but
if he
yeah, it's
did
like
it. I
Paul
don't care.
Wall, if he's
Would
in
those
Houston,
same people have a problem with Eminem saying?
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yes, for sure.
yeah,
I feel like
Yes.
the older Paul Wall's gotten, you can definitely tell he's way more white now. Like he looks like an older white man now. Like when I see him, but like when he first came out, he looked
people thought he was
white,
light
but
skinned.
He could have
yeah, he
passed.
looked white, but he could probably get a pass. But now he's just like an old white man right now.
Yeah, he's
for
aging
real.
like white people do
Yeah,
because he is white people.
yeah.
But like DJ Khaled, what are you doing?
Absolutely not.
You know what I just
Oh,
Googled just now? Does The Rock use the word nigga?
What?
Never thought that was going to be on my Google, but
How'd that
yes.
go? What did Google
I don't
say?
know. I'm still looking it up. I'm still looking at it. I'm looking for it.
I feel like if there was a clip of that, I would have seen it.
I also
Yeah, I
feel
feel
like if that
early.
existed, because The Rock is, me and my cousin talked about this today. The Rock feels like one of those people, like he'll go home and then he'll like his body will open up and there's like a little alien inside. Like he's not a real person.
What's that movie with Eddie Murphy?
Mm,
Dave, is that the name of that movie? You know what I'm talking about? Was it Eddie Murphy?
Oh, Wait,
bro.
I,
When it was like his face opened up and everything, it's like you found out he was an alien. Bro, I know what y'all talking
see,
about,
I think of
bro.
Men in Black
Oh, I
on
Yeah,
mean
that
that's
one
that
because
too.
on Men in Black when they were doing the autopsy, there was
yeah.
little alien
little
things.
alien that looks smoked out.
I
Yeah,
do
Yeah,
think I think The Rock used it in the early 2000s when he was really
Oh,
like leaning into black culture.
and I mean
he
he was in the
did.
Nation, and I don't know if the Nation used it. I know Vince McMahon used it,
You
but
know the nation. You know the nation used it.
I mean I don't know if the Nation used it like on TV.
Oh hell no, no, no.
But yeah, Vince is the. I feel like Vince is the one who said it on TV, and he said it
Mm,
to John Cena, didn't he?
he did.
Or was it to Booker? He said it to Booker T once, maybe. But
that's wild.
yeah,
Mm.
because Booker T, when Booker T said it, it was hilarious because that was an accident.
Yeah,
But
that was an accident.
anyway, um, so speaking of the N word, is hip hop culture toxic?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably
Ooh,
more than likely.
No, it's
I
very
think
toxic.
If it's like what it is now versus what it may have started as, certainly, 100%. Yeah,
Okay,
because like it, I may be out of touch. Maybe I'm probably not, but it feels like a lot of the messaging in hip hop is still the same, and it's not like like social injustice or inequality is at the forefront. It's having money and fucking bitches and
Mm.
Yeah.
doing this or that. Flexing, showing off, whatever the case may be. Um, and yeah, it definitely like pits black people against other black people, in my opinion.
okay,
I'd have to.
Victoria, you about to say something? Yeah, I about to say I heard you say something.
Yeah, the themes, and I look at it in a very spiritual lens. The themes are very secular. They're very like earthly, like money, connections, possessions, all of those things. And I think that the shift has been intentional. I mean, we already know that the CIA has their hands in black artists' pockets a lot of the time. But I really think that having that there for black people to project their identities on is, yes, toxic, but also a means of keeping them away from achieving some sort of higher recognition of their purpose on earth. Do you feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
I get
distraction.
you.
It,
Hmm.
it keeps it there, and like it keeps like a part of your identity is stuck with these like very like root chakra elements, and it keeps you from being able to transcend past it. And that's my kind of thing is I feel like there is a time and place, but to have an entire identity, to have an entire culture around it, that's where it gets into like more harmful than good territory. Because I have fun. I have fun, and I love doing a little dance. I love singing my little song. But whenever it comes to like the culture around it and the projection of the identity, that's where I think it's harmful
yeah.
long term.
Yeah.
I think that I can definitely agree with that because one of the things that I was going to get to was we all think that, or we all have an idea that yes, it is toxic. And I guess my next question was going to be, is it being toxic necessarily a bad thing? And I feel like, because there are things that are toxic, but they're not like something being toxic in a vacuum is fine because it's for the sake of entertainment. Like, I have said this before, but like, I played all of the violent video games, and it has not made me a violent person because I don't apply that to real life. And so, I guess while hip hop is toxic, do you think that hip hop is to blame for any toxic behavior that people engage in? Because just because hip hop itself is toxic doesn't necessarily mean that hip hop should be blamed if people apply hip hop to their real lives. But we have seen hip hop culture bleed into how people act in the real world. And hip hop has a, I mean, like kayfabe is a big part of hip hop. Kayfabe is a wrestling term for anybody who doesn't
Yeah,
know. It
I was about to
basically,
say, I don't know what you just said. I don't know what a kayfabe is.
yeah, and I figured that was
Is
the
that like
case.
K-pop? Like, I don't know, Korean
So
Fabulous? Like, what are we talking about?
Korean
Kayf,
fabulous.
Yeah, what are we
I
talking
mean,
about?
I see how you got there. But the
Very
way
much.
that I understand kayfabe is, you know that wrestling is scripted, and you know
Oh, it's
that
fake?
everything is predetermined, and so
Yeah,
it's a
yeah, yeah,
matter
yeah. We
of
know wrestling's fake. Yeah, you're
like
right.
maintaining that character and that persona.
Hmm.
Method
So
act.
how like the Undertaker, if he's at the airport, he might need to be he can't be Mark. He's got to be the Undertaker. He doesn't have to do that now because we've kind of gotten away from kayfabe, but I mean, at least as far as in real life. But there was a time when like the Undertaker would have to be a sorcerer at all times
Well,
if there
that's,
were
I
people
mean,
around.
you could, I would probably say, I mean, Robert Downey Jr., like, he probably has to be Iron Man all the time.
Or like
Like,
The
I don't
Rock.
think,
The Rock is one of those people, like, even if he's not doing specifically The Rock, he's in kayfabe anytime he's in public. Like he's in character. And it feels like that is a big part of hip hop, is maintaining that character, because like Snoop Dogg, for example, Snoop Dogg is notoriously faithful to his wife. But if you listen to his lyrics, that is not what he's talking about.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I wonder if, in your opinion, is hip hop being toxic actually a bad thing, or is it a people problem? Or like where do you
I don't feel like it's like a kayfabe kind of like alternate persona, for the most part. Because it's like one thing to be like, it's I'm rapping about drugs and guns and jewelry and bitches and whatever, and then to go home and like I love my wife and whatever.
Mm.
I've got two kids and I'm not at the club. I'm not doing XYZ. But a lot of times the people making that music are doing those
they are
things
engaged in
outside
that
of the
behavior?
music. And so
Yeah.
it's not like, I'm just wearing my work hat when I'm talking about fucking old bitches up the way, like
Yeah.
it's not exactly pretend. Um, and I think that makes it a little more dangerous because it's like you have it gives the perception that you have to do that to do that. Like I can't be a
Hmm.
rapper unless I'm selling drugs or moving guns or fucking bitches or whatever the case may be. And I
Because,
think that's where it becomes more dangerous than like I'm the rock and I'm the heel in the ring
see,
kind of.
and
Yeah.
I, I am along with what Taylor said. So for me, it is who the rapper is, what their actual story is. Because for me, when I listen to rap, if I can identify with what they're talking about, that is them telling their story. Like, if that's what they know, they're rapping about what they know. Now it becomes a problem when rappers rap about it and they not really live in that life, or they never live that life. For me, that's when it becomes a problem. But I also realized that when I became a parent. So it's like, before, I'm like, I was all for rap. I'm like, there's no problem with rap. Like, I obviously, like, I know there's problem with rap, but like for me, it's like it was no problem with rap. And if you choose to go follow what this rapper did, like, that's on you. That's your decision. Like you said, I can play violent video games all day. I'm not gonna go shoot up some school or some airport or something like that because I seen it on Call of Duty. But then
Right.
I became a parent, and then I'm starting to listen to the lyrics when I'm just like, yo, I don't want my two daughters listening to fucking bitches all the time. Like, that's not what I want my kids to listen to. But again, that is their story. And it's like, can I really judge them for speaking their story? You can say yes and you
Mm,
can say
Yeah.
no.
I say
I said,
yes.
y'all said it goes either way, but it's just like, if that's what they know, if that's what the system, if that's what the system put them in, if that's the only thing they know, and they're telling you their story of what they know and what they've grown up in,
You can't
it's
really be
like,
mad at it.
yeah, is that their fault?
I
Is that their fault?
mean, I don't know, because like Victoria talked about, like it's a lot of plants out here where they're being put and pushed to the
Mhm.
forefront. I mean, Sexy Red, or just certain all kind of rappers on the male side, especially, are getting pushed due to the fact they represent a negative connotation for Black people. Like they didn't get there because of their talent. Like we all know, we've listened to some of their stuff. Like it is what it is. But I feel like, yeah, I kind of blame it on, like, for me, like it was around like COVID times, like we were all in isolation and stuff. I'm like, and I had to like talk to myself like, man, I gotta stop listening to certain, I gotta stop watching certain stuff and listen to certain stuff. Cause yeah, like you can say it's your decision, but like everybody is human. Like your subconscious, the more what you take in, like, you know what I mean? That's just part of it. Right.
Right.
So I feel like with that, I was listening to Surgeon, so I'm like, bro, like I don't even, first of all, I don't even care if I identify with it or not. It's more of just the lyrics, the what is it talking about? Is it damaging? Is it violence most of the time? And so I just had to pick other genres, and I like my peace and my like mental health, all that went up just because I wasn't listening to basically
But
garbage all the
what if
time.
they're telling you that story? So think about it. Young Jeezy, Ti, when they the situations that they're placed in Atlanta growing up, what do you think they saw? They saw a lot of guns, violence, and moving drugs. That's what they
Okay.
knew, so that's what they rapped about. But then we have someone like J. Cole who didn't grow up like that, and he chooses to rap about what he grew up as a rapper. So he's talking about college. We're talking about any other stuff. So it's just like, what is their story, and are
Well,
they actually living that life?
I think there's a difference between telling your story and promoting something. A lot of them are promoting a certain thing. It's different if I there's certain rappers who talk about drugs and moving weight, but then they tell you the realness of the other side of it. I got people die like have died. All my best
But
friends are
but
gone.
that's them growing. That yes. So
True, but I'm like,
that's
but
when they start
how
to
many
grow.
lives did you? I mean, personal responsibility. I'm all about accountability. But like, how many kids did you? Through the growth, how many losses kids have we had? How many lost kids have been like, oh shit, he talked about pick up the Draco. I'm about to pick up the Draco. You know what I mean? Like,
Is that a
it's
parent's
It's
is that a
like
is
there's a meme with young Jeezy at his son's like graduation, and it's like he told
yeah,
your son to trap or die, and his son went to school.
exactly.
But
Those speed
again,
Chevys, drop top Porsches. Like,
that's the evolution though.
I
Because
know, but I
like,
can't.
is that our part? Is that our responsibility as a parent though to be like, hey, I don't want you to listen to no rap.
Right, but I shouldn't
I
have to
think it's the
do that.
same as like watching a violent show or violent movie where you gotta say like you can enjoy this, but like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
So
real
like,
life. I
this
think
Yeah, but
is
isn't
all
so I was
there,
like,
when you watch a violent
should we
movie, it
been
says,
explaining that?
do not do this. A violent movie, it has all kind of stuff around it. With rap music, it does not. It is self-promote.
Well,
Most, I ain't gonna say
there's
all.
a parental advisory though on CDs. Now, I mean, obviously we don't have
Yeah,
CDs and stuff
nigga, come
these
on,
days,
man. You
but we
clicking play
have
on
the
Spotify. You clicking play on
but
Spotify, and the thing is jumping.
But
Ain't
then
no
again,
parental
like,
guidance.
is that our responsibility as parents to make sure we monitor it? Because like now, my kids don't listen to no rap, barely any rap, and if they do, I got it completely clean. We're not watching violent movies where everybody getting shot. So it's like that's my responsibility. I'm choosing to not have my kids watch that or under into their to an age where they can understand that. Like people be
I
taking their
agree.
kids to go see Deadpool or
Oh,
the
I
new
agree.
Conjurings or
and
all that. I'm just like, yo, that is
Yeah,
crazy to me.
yeah. It's
So I'm
nuts.
just
It's
like,
nuts.
at what point do we claim responsibility?
it's
Now, I agree. I don't think rap is good.
I think it
Like,
can be it's like okay to a certain level. Like if you started from the bottom and your story is like this is what I had to do to survive, and then you quote unquote make it, and then you're still talking about that. I think it's
Yeah.
a problem with
yeah,
that.
so that's a little crazy.
It's
Jay-Z.
hard to make cool music about. I'm I don't not speaking from experience. Hard to make relatable music about being a cool ass millionaire with all the shit that you want in the world, but like
Right.
it's probably a more responsible message than like, I'm rich and still selling drugs or
Yeah,
shooting
because we know you because at that
gang
point we
banging
know
or
you're
whatever.
lying. But I think Jay-Z is a really good example of that. When we saw Jay-Z talking about selling drugs, fucking bitches, all that stuff. And then you see the evolution of Jay-Z where he's then now talking about investing and buying art and like all this other stuff. Like I think that's a good evolution of we should see. T.I. has either a new album coming out or it's already out at this point. But it's just like if T.I. still telling me, I'm selling drugs, then I'm like, hey, come on, man. You're
Right.
not. You're
Yeah.
not.
It's been 20 years, Tip. Like, come
Yeah,
on,
but like,
tell me
bro,
something
you've been a
Yeah.
millionaire for a long time. Like, don't try to lie to me like that. So, like, for me, it's kind of a case by case basis. But I would say, like, a lot of these rappers these days trash anyway. So I don't know.
that is true. Uh,
Yeah.
so on to Victoria's point a little bit. One of the things that I guess noticed is that there may be some degenerate songs in different genres, but the entire genre is not culturally degenerate,
Yeah.
except for hip hop. Like hip hop, there's like it is very much uh pimps are a positive.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
all like most people don't know what pimps really are or how pimps really behave or like what's
Yeah.
actually like it is synonymous with, baller and successful and debonair almost. And that's not what pimps actually are. And
Mm.
the way that hip hop treats women is very specifically derogatory.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
The way
Oh
that
yeah.
hip hop promotes a lot of just it doesn't promote R&B was promoting relationships and like being at least relatively monogamous. And doing dirty things with your one person.
With your one person.
Yeah.
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 Whereas hip hop loves a situationship, or they love to just have a team, a gaggle of bitches. Um,
Rotation. Right.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Or at the same time, like there's, I think that culturally, there's a lot of negative there, and it doesn't seem like any other genre of music has that level of overt negativity being portrayed at its now roots. That was not always the roots of hip hop. As Taylor said
Yeah.
earlier, hip hop in its origins was very different than it is now. And going back to Victoria's point, like, was it intentional? Is this one of the many ways that they are trying to harm black people large scale? Because, and going back to Jordan's point, it is the responsibility of individuals to kind of determine how you will consume anything. So,
Mhm.
again, I listen to hood rat shit sometimes. And I enjoy it as entertainment, but do not apply it to real life
Right.
at
Right.
all. I can listen to songs about pushing weight and doing drugs and, all of the things that come with that, but I have never wanted to do drugs. I can listen to songs about gang activity and violence and how many bodies one has caught, be it by shooting them or fucking them. And that has
Or sometimes
not,
both.
yeah,
Oh, yo.
but I have not applied that
Hey,
to my
yo.
life. But I think that there are a lot of people who do. There are a
Yeah.
lot of people who internalize that culture or who want to be a part of it or who listen to the music and think that it sounds like something they want to do. And, again, it is the responsibility of the
That
individuals to
oh,
not do that.
you just said that. I don't understand when people like listen to gang rap or like about any of the violent stuff and be like, dang, that sounds fun. Like I never like when you hear about rich kids doing
Because it's
some
been
hood rat
made
shit,
to sound that way.
like what are you doing? Like,
Yeah,
bro,
like
you rich.
you
What
have
are
a
you doing?
beautiful, because it's like you could have a beautiful life and you're bored. And
Yeah, like
that's what it
what?
is.
Like
It's
what
like
are
I
you?
promise you don't want
You do
those
not want
things.
that. Like, what are you
Well,
talking about? Like,
because
that's crazy.
they don't talk about how you end up. Well, they talk about some
If they
people
don't
dying, but they
separate it.
don't. Yeah, they don't talk about. Okay, you're probably getting 20 to 25 years.
Yeah.
Like you going in
Like
prison.
there are
Yeah,
mixtapes that
like
have been made from a jail phone.
yeah. But then they promote that as a cool thing. They be like,
And
"Oh,
that's
Gucci put out a new mixtape over the phone." Like,
yeah, like
yeah,
that's another thing is a lot of the
The
negative
bragging
things
point.
are
Yeah.
yeah, like
yeah,
being seen as positive. Like, oh, you didn't snitch, so you got locked up and
yeah.
you have mad respect.
Yeah,
That's
I'm telling you
it.
right now, I'm telling anybody, everybody
Bro,
tickled. Everybody getting
yeah,
told on
bro. Like,
snitching.
think how many serial killers we done let loose just because you ain't
Bro,
about to tell on
I
them, bro.
I'm
I
not
hate when
telling.
people be I hate when people be online. They be like, Hey man, free the bro. I know he killed
Bro,
7 people.
keep him in there.
Anytime I
innocent,
see a
innocent.
free somebody, I'm like, but what did he do?
Thank
Keep
you. I
him.
need to know first.
Yeah,
Keep him.
like I don't care if it's my friend. What did he do?
Yeah,
Dude.
a little drug traffic. Okay, he probably finally get out. But if he shot at people with intent to kill, like, nah, go ahead and keep him. He probably don't need to
Yeah,
be
like
out here.
he's where he
He gonna
needs
do
to
it
be.
again.
The
Yeah, he
judge
gonna
got
do
it
it
right.
again.
Thank you.
Yeah, it'd be
Score
crazy
one
if
for
people
the
do that.
system. Yeah.
They're like, my
Yeah.
baby innocent.
Okay.
Your baby's killed 2 people.
Yeah.
They
What
got
are
him
you
on
talking
tape.
about?
Look, your
It's
baby
in
put
4K.
12 bullets in that person
All right.
and then called him a bitch ass nigga as he walked off. Like,
He reloaded. He saw the gun clip go back in there. He kept shooting.
yeah,
No,
like
keep him.
he's where he needs to be.
Keep
Yeah,
him.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
crazy to me.
Victoria, what do you think?
What do I think? I think it goes kind of back to what you said about like with the guns thing. Like, are the guns the problem, or is it the people who are holding the guns? And I just think that right now, the people who are holding hip hop really are like the elites and like white people in terms of controlling the masses. Like you guys said, it's about who's getting pushed out, and they're pushing these people out onto a group of Black people, and honestly, just a group of like youth who struggle with that identity, don't really know where they belong in society, and then boom, here's something, easy and, cool that you can identify with. And then that's where it becomes more of a problem. Like, you guys played the violent video games and didn't become, violent from it because you already had a sense of identity. Like, you weren't like, I am a gamer. I am a gamer. You're just like, I play video games, like
Right.
versus I am a rapper, I am a pimp, I am, this. Like, it really is tied to their sense of identity. And they know that our youth are struggling with that right now, and we kind of always have, and they know that they are impressionable. And I do think that also that's not the only thing that they are kind of holding over us like that. And it really does fall on, if you have children, like the parents to filter what comes in and what goes out,
Right.
So it sounds like you guys got good filters going on in your households. But some people really just let their kids out there willy nilly.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
And
literally
I
my
was
mom.
out there willy nilly.
Yeah,
Let me say that.
same. I was out there willy nilly,
And
I did not
Doing
have
any and
much
everything.
filter at all.
I'm glad because like I know myself, and like you said, I had a sense of identity that didn't allow me to identify with the wrong things.
Yes.
But
yeah.
I
Like I
guess,
said,
yeah,
I wanted to be good when I was a kid.
same. Yeah, like I need my good grades.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be a part of any of that. But I think that whenever I really decided, oh, this is, the CIA, like this, somebody at the top is orchestrating this, when I noticed it is whenever I started to see all of the rappers who said fuck the police being cast as police officers. Like whenever like my favorite show is SVU. Ice-T has been in that show for 20 years.
Mm.
Ice-T is one of the people. Ice Cube has been a cop in so many movies. Like Ice Cube been like 21 and 22 Jump Street, Ride Along. Like they will find any
Yeah.
opportunity to make
He's
him a
evolved.
policeman.
He's evolved.
Mhm.
And
Higher up policeman too.
yeah, like a captain.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, Ice T he's been a sergeant for a while in SVU. So I'm like, oh, that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I
Mhm.
saw that, that's when I was like, okay, there's some strategery happening here.
And can we also talk about how the violence and aggression in some sort of, genre of songs is also used to redirect rebellion among people who are fed up with their, working conditions or their living conditions. Like, they feel like they have an outlet through that music, and so they're not taking it back into society. And you even saw it in the freaking, can I mention the files?
You can mention the
In the
files.
Epstein files, they were like,
Talk about
the
it.
people who should be in the streets rioting are listening to Jay-Z, like he's got it under control. And it's like another tool where they're just like, here, go listen to this, instead of focusing on what's actually happening. Like project your struggle, identify with your struggle, and have that outlet through music or through whatever type of aggression that's not directed towards the government.
Yeah.
Government is wild.
Yeah.
The government be wild out here.
That could be an episode itself. Like,
yeah.
I need to plug back.
Yeah, if we talk about it, yeah, we're gonna have you on for that one. Cause yeah, we need a revolutionary to have that discussion.
Spenser, I do want to ask the very last question. Well, I don't know if it's the last question, but like the last question that I sent you, I think that's a big one that I really want to hit on because I feel like it is a problem among our community.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely talk about it. So one of the things that in the Black community that is generally overlooked, ignored, whatever you want to call it, is mental health. And there are reasons for that, but what are your thoughts just as it pertains to Black people and mental health and it not being taken seriously or it being ignored, disregarded, all of those things?
This
I'll
is one of
start.
ones. Oh, go ahead. You got it.
Basically, I was just gonna say that it was also part of my like feeling of ostracization from the Black community because whenever I was younger, I was presenting as like an ADHD kid. I was very OCD. I was doing stuff for attention. It was very much like something's going on there. And being in my white household, like that was, I don't know. It almost feels like white or like mental health is something that white people get to have because like marginalized communities are still in a level of like physical and material struggle and like your environment is not safe. So it's like, how can you even be worried about what's going on in there? While as white people, they don't have to deal with their environment being somewhere that's not safe for them. So they can worry about what's going on in their mental state. That me growing up in a white household, like that was able to be expressed. I was able to, be more emotional. I was able to, they say, Black girls with, or like mixed race people with white moms, you can always tell because they let their emotions show, while Black people and Black women have been taught to reserve their emotions. So it's like that cultural difference. But yeah, basically it feels like something that white people get to have that marginalized communities don't have the luxury of focusing on.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
Jordan, where were you going?
My biggest thing was that I think Black people got to take mental health more serious. Like I feel like our older generation, they just like, hey, get over it.
Yep.
Just get over it. Man up.
I had to deal with it. You got to deal with
it. Exactly. And it's just like, man, I'll be seeing like some people in my life. I'm just like, I'll tell them like, yo, like you need therapy, man. Like you really need it. Like if I know someone who need it, you need it. And it's just like we don't take it serious. And like I remember like even trying to talk to my mom, I'm just like, yo, it sounds like you went through a lot as a kid. Did you ever kind of get help for this or not? Like, did you ever talk to anybody about this? And like I remember as a kid, like I think I went to therapy a couple times. But then like after that, I never did go again. I didn't feel like I started needing it until I got older and you can really start to understand life and have experience and all that. I'm just like, yo, a lot of people need it. And we do not take it serious. And we just like, I'm gonna just push past it. Just push past it. My biggest thing was I want to talk about it just because I think a lot of people, I think a lot of Black people in the community do not take it serious enough.
I think also it's hard because you really don't notice what's not normal until you're out of that state. And a lot of people are still in that traumatized state in their older age. Yeah. So it's not until you can step out of it and be like, oh, wow, that was not cool. And this is how it impacted me whenever you're still like there and living it. People say like, that thing where they're like, everybody's 12, like everybody's stuck at the version of themselves. Yeah. They were 12. Of how it is for the older generations. Like a lot of them did not emotionally and spiritually mature past 10, 11, 12. They were traumatized as hell.
Yeah. And this probably the last thing I'll say kind of on this because I want to see what everybody else says. But it's like, you don't realize like how much your childhood kind of affects you And I feel like our parents probably had a rough childhood and they didn't get help. We probably have rough childhood and that we probably need help for. But my biggest thing now, and like sometimes if I'm having like a dead serious conversation about this topic, about like I don't know what I'm doing as a parent right now. Like I
Mm,
don't know what I'm doing right now that's gonna affect my kids. Like I will like dead ass cry because like I do not know what I'm doing today, how it's going to affect my kids. And
And
that's like
yeah.
there's no way to know.
one of and it's like one of two conversations that would like I can instantly start crying because like that's how much it scares me. It's like
Hmm.
as a parent, you don't know what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
every day I'm just like, shit, I don't know what I'm doing, but I gotta figure something
Yeah.
out.
Because thing,
Right. Right.
there's no oftentimes with that there's no way to win because most parents do what they think is best for their children.
Yeah.
Mm,
And sometimes that is the problem, like what they did that they thought was best. And this is a crude example, but there are some people who have said, if I had grown up without a daddy, I'd be in the NBA. But my loving parents have me in a cubicle
Mm.
because I
That's
didn't
wild.
have the grit and determination. So, like,
that's
again,
That's
that's
crazy.
wild.
There was no
that's
mud to get out of.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was no mud. Like I was loved way too much to have to work hard. Like so there are again, that's a funny example, but I said that to say you don't know there's no way to know what thing will and will not impact them positively or negatively. There are
Man.
some people who don't do enough to protect their children and bad things happen. So there are some people that overcompensate and do too much protecting. Now their children have no skills. Their children aren't able to do anything. Their children are super dependent. So like there's no way to know
Yeah.
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 because
And that's the scary
there's
part, man. That's
yeah.
that's
Uh,
that's
So
legit the scary part.
so I said all of that to say you are doing a great job from my perspective.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, bro.
yeah.
It's this that conversation right there is like a whole like that's like a whole thing, man. That's so scary for me.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
like there's like that's one of the things that I have to think about regularly is like where is the line between protection and overprotection? Where
Mm.
is the line between letting them be free and explore and fucking up because I'm not helping them?
It's
Like,
it's different, and I wonder if it's different too, because like we have girls, and I feel like as a guy, you want to try to protect your girl, and so I was like, damn, am I being overbearing, or I was like, no, that's what I need to do. And it's like, damn, dude,
Yeah.
I'm not. It's like I don't know,
that's
it's
because
scary out here.
one example, and this is a real life example. Like, there's the stereotype of the preacher's kid. And there are a lot of pastors who will have daughters who will overprotect and not allow them to do anything with anybody. And that results in them fucking everybody whenever they have the opportunity to. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you're not wrong.
and,
Yep.
and that's the thing. Like, that is a known stereotype. Like,
Yeah,
there are a lot of people that are like, oh, you're a pastor's kid? And then they start Birdman rubbing their hands together.
yeah. It's funny 'cause too with the opposite. Like you can be a son, you can be a pastor's son, and then come out gay. There's that out. There's that way too.
And that's the thing, like, yeah, I'm sure the pastor did everything he could so that that wouldn't happen, and here we are.
Yeah.
So, and that's like you never know what things will and won't affect your children because everybody is their own person.
Yeah.
You could raise two people the exact same way, and they
Yeah.
come out completely different people because of how they processed what you did.
Bro, tell me
There's
about it. I got two kids. They feel completely opposite.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like there are some people who could be abused, and that motivates them to never abuse anybody. And
Right.
Yeah.
then there are some people who could be abused, and because of that abuse, they become an abuser.
Want to inflict that on other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like there's truly no right way. Like I've decided there's no right way to raise kids because you don't know how anything you do is going to affect them. Because my dad was the youngest of seven, and the same two people raised all those kids, and they are very different people.
Yeah.
And it's just what it is.
Yeah.
So I that's
If
that's one of the
if
that
I keep
specifically is one of those tough things.
I'd like to give some advice on how to fix the inner turmoil of it all, though. If you have the idea of how you want to be as a parent, write down the values of that kind of parent and stay just aligned in those values every time that you make that decision, so that you can at least look back and say, I knew that I was aligned with where I was at the time. So you're not like racking yourself up. And that might change over time. Like you might go through experiences that are like, all right, I don't value this, I value this instead. But you can make that decision in real time and then move forward with it, versus like trying to hold yourself accountable to the version of you that was in the past and say, I need to be like that. And, and also like focusing on the future of it all is really going to keep stressing you out. Just stay in the moment, man.
Yeah. And it's also one of those things like, I mean, I didn't grow up with my dad. A lot of my friends didn't grow up with their dad. So it's just like, what does a dad look like for me?
Yeah.
I have no
Yeah.
example. I don't have an example.
That
So it's just like, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like when I had kids, I always knew I'm like, I don't know what a dad is gonna do, but I know I'm gonna be in my kid's life.
And that's another
Yeah.
example. There are some people who grew up without a dad, and so they become the dad that they had. Like they
Yeah.
get women pregnant and disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Which
then
I said before, I understand why men do that.
yeah.
As shitty as it sounds, I understand why men do because being a parent is not easy.
Oh no.
It is
And
not
then
easy.
no.
And as a
Yeah.
guy, it's crazy. Like I tell women this all the time. It's just like, as a guy, I'm sorry, you can leave. Because you can straight up leave if you want to. It's easier for a guy to leave than a woman to leave. As
Yeah.
fucked up as it
That's,
is,
that's
No,
it's
that's true.
easier.
That is true.
factual.
And I
That's true.
understand why now. I understand why. So I was like,
Mm.
I remember I was like, I can't even blame my dad. Like, he had 7 kids. What, like, probably
Yeah,
more
we
than
can.
that. So,
There's probably
Well,
some
I was like,
blaming.
I
I
was
mean,
like,
yeah,
I can
yeah,
blame him
yes.
for you if you
yeah,
want.
yeah.
Probably
For
some
him,
I'll blame your dad
choices we
for
could
it,
have.
brother.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 For him, that's like, okay.
And you
But
know
just
what,
like,
Jordan, that's that therapy talking. You saying, can I
Yeah.
blame him? Because I can blame him.
All right. There's some
but
choices that were
but it's
made.
just like, once you had the first one, then the second, then the third one, just like, yeah, what was you doing at that point? But it's
Fuck
like,
him.
if you
That's what
left
he
on,
was doing.
yeah, yeah. If you left on
Mhm.
that first one though, it's just like, I get it. It might have been scary. It might have been scary, but
Yeah.
At a
Then
certain
you.
point, you got to learn a lesson, though.
no, I
Yeah, like
Yeah.
agree.
that's what
Yeah,
fool me once, shame on you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fool me seven
Fool me
times.
eight to
Yeah.
nine
7 times.
times. Yeah, we got a problem.
Yeah. You got to lock in on that third, fourth. Like at some point, you got to lock in, brother.
Yeah, like if you don't want any more, they have a procedure that'll take care of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm enough talking. You guys, Brandon. Oh yeah, Brandon, Taylor, Victoria. Yeah, therapy.
Personally, never been to a therapist. Feel like I'm a generally positive person. I'm sure I could benefit from therapy. I know plenty of other people who I think would benefit from therapy. Um, but I think Black people also have a uh, deserved reservation. Uh, I would say maybe that things aren't good enough in the white people mental health space for Black people to go and be comfortable with trying to get mental health help,
Yeah.
because like we've seen in like, if you know like a little bit more than just like basic history, that like Black people have been medically abused and taken advantage of and experimented on and all kinds of wild shit. And the mind is unknown largely. And I think there's a whole lot more room for that to happen. And I think Black people are kind of weary of that. And so it's like, until it becomes like crystal clear for white people or, a different group, like I'm not going to try to venture into those waters because I don't want to be on the wrong end of it. And I get where they're coming from in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah. Black people are naturally skeptical. I mean, I think we were the least amount of people who took the COVID vaccine. You know what I mean? Like that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, that's how history is has made us. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very understandable. So like that's a good point. Like right now, we just don't have enough Black people. I think it's growing, but we just don't have enough Black people in the mental health space to be like, all right, I'm gonna just go to my local therapist who's Black and feel good about it. So I think it's growing though. I think it is important.
I think it's a combination of earned skepticism and just cultural disregard. Because I know a lot of
For sure.
men who won't go to the doctor unless unless they broke something.
Yeah.
And I think that that is, the whole like hyper masculine culture that comes with, being tough and strong at all times. And I think that that also plays into it. Um, Again, on the cultural side of things, because I've said to my friend, like, he'll be like, I've had this problem for a long time. And I'm like, do you have a PCP? He'd be like,
Yeah.
no. I'd be like, go to the doctor right
Yeah.
now. And he'd be like,
Yeah.
no, I'll be fine. Nigga, no, you won't.
Yeah.
Or somebody might
Yeah.
tell you that you will be. Somebody might like go be seen
Yeah.
because you just suffering. You don't have to do that. You
It
have
doesn't
health
have to be this
insurance.
way. Yeah.
Yeah. And so similarly, I think that a lot of people will just I'm fine my way out
Mhm.
of everything because culturally, like there were a lot of I think that we grew up in a time when you only go to therapy if you're crazy, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Like
True.
Yeah.
the only time, like if you need a therapist, something is really, really wrong. Like you
Yeah.
don't go to a therapist the same way you have like an annual physical with your doctor
Hmm.
in a lot of people's minds. Like you only go to a
Right.
therapist if you're bipolar or if you're schizophrenic or like that's what therapy is reserved for in the minds of a lot of black people culturally, I think. And
Yeah.
so I think that has a lot to do with why it's not taken seriously because it's not it's not taken seriously because a lot of people don't think it's a serious enough problem to need that. And
Facts.
like Victoria said earlier, the luxury of taking mental health seriously is something that a lot of individuals and families don't have because of their circumstances. Like they don't have the option to think about or consider how their mind could be affected by their circumstances. They're just
Hmm.
trying to day this thing. They got to take it one day at a time.
I know a lot of people who would fucking laugh you out of the room for talking about a mental health day. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's unheard of
And I
for
think
black
that
people.
that's also generational because we live in a generation where, again, it is acceptable to go to therapy regularly. But back in the day, fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Again, like you said, like, yeah, that you would be fired if you really said you needed a mental health day, they'd be like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now, and there are still some people like that. I know for a fact that there are still some millennials that if somebody said I need a mental health day, they'd be like, Uh, 9 o'clock's on the way. So I'm gonna need you at that desk. Mental
Yeah.
health is not like a mental health day. Oh, you're sad? You better get your ass in. There are some people who are that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that it's a combination of a lot of things why mental health isn't taken seriously, but I think that unfortunately, black people don't, or there are a lot of black people who don't have the luxury of taking any of their health seriously.
Mm.
And as we mentioned, there's a lot of skepticism with it because one example, the Tuskegee experiment. If anybody is not familiar with the Tuskegee experiment, they took a bunch of black men and gave them syphilis and then just watched them live life to see how it affected their bodies. This happened within the last 100 years, and the government did it. So anytime anybody's like, the government would never, no, they absolutely did.
And they
Like
Right.
will again.
they
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
it. And so that is why when Brandon mentioned the COVID vaccine, a lot of black people were like, I don't know about that. Let's
I
Yeah.
know,
let's let
I
the
know,
first group
I never did
take
get
it.
mine. I never did get mine. I was like, nah, I'm
Right.
good.
Yeah, we gonna let
I,
that first group take it, see how it goes, and
Yeah.
then
yeah,
Couple family members drop. You like, all right.
yeah.
I'm gonna go get him. I'm gonna go do it. But it
Or
took.
a couple family members start acting funny after taking it.
Yeah.
You're like, ah, nah.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
no, I remember me and my wife went twice. Like we was gonna go get it. The first time on the way, we was like, nah, we good, we good. Then the second time, we literally got to Walgreens, and it was like. should we do it? He's like, nah, fuck, we ain't gonna do it. We just laughed. Yeah, so I was like, nah, I'm never gonna do it.
And then
I'm swearing,
also,
I would tell people like, nah, we ain't getting that. Like, what? You didn't get it? I was like, nah, man, I don't know, man. I didn't get the flu shot. Why would I get this shot? I don't
and that's
know.
the thing, like we had the luxury of being young and healthy because whenever I told my mom I wasn't getting it, she was not okay with that.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
I told my mom and grandma. I told all them to get it. They was like,
Because
you gonna get it? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
no, I told my
Lie
mom I
like a
wasn't getting
mug.
it, and she was like crying
Damn, that
because she was
sucks.
like, "You can't come to my house if you're not getting it." And I was like, "Whoa, what you
Hold
mean?"
on
Like,
now.
because she's not necessarily vulnerable, but you know, she's older, and the
Older,
way they were
yeah.
talking about it is like, you cough on an old person, they will die.
Just
That's
turn
how
to
it was.
Before
dust.
your mouth closes, it's over for him.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
we're done. If you're in the same room as an old person, they're gonna die. That's
yeah.
that's that's what they said. So
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy
yeah,
times.
I I
Mhm.
think that there's a lot of reasons black people, generally speaking, because nothing applies to everyone, but
Right.
there are a lot of reasons that a lot of people in the black community don't take mental health seriously, and a lot of those reasons have nothing to do with black people. Like a lot of those reasons were imposed upon black people, like many things. And I think that Victoria's point at the beginning was like had to do with a lot of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we are getting to a point where, because we're a lot more aware of it now,
Hmm.
and I think as a country are starting to take it more seriously. And so I think that that is trickling down because this is not just a black people problem. Again, as Victoria said, a lot of marginalized groups do not have the luxury of
Yeah.
being able to think about how their mental health is affecting them or the people around them, and how trauma has impacted a lot of their decision making, how,
Cost
you
too.
know, yeah, their
Yeah.
past has caused certain things to happen or not happen. And so, yeah, I think there it's loaded and it's getting better, but there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I just want to throw that one out there before we closed up shop.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Important topic.
Yeah. Was there anything else on that topic, speaking of it?
Nah, I don't have anything else.
Okay. Taylor, thank you for being here.
Oh, always glad to be here. Thanks for the invite. Happy to be back.
Sure.
Victoria, thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. I had a really great time, you guys. And I can't wait to be back either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hint,
we'll be
hint.
back.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Good.
Jordan told you about all the places where you can find us and contact us and tell us what you think, how you feel, and tell us what are the inward rules? That's what
Mm.
I want to know. Like, what are your inward rules? Because everybody got some. Because there are not. I have not met very many people who have said it is free for everyone.
Yeah. What
I
type of
want to meet
talk
that
is that?
first.
Yeah, I want to talk to that first.
Yeah,
Me.
because like if it's free for everyone, you might as well wear a shirt that says mutual combat question mark, because that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to you will be fighting often.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with that being said, we'll never duplicate it.
Always appreciate it.
And forever melanated.